It is January 28th, 2025. I'm Alexander Vincent, aka the Water Guy. What's going on, people? What is going on? We are going to do the timeline. So yeah, I had got me a little girlfriend. I had the keys to my mom's store. Income, things were looking up. This was January 2023. It was now 2 years ago. I was working on paying off the $26,000 that I had accumulated in credit card debt, and I ended up settling for like 2,000 bucks. Long story short, but that was a time of sorrow. That time I'm in debt again now, but that's neither here nor there, as my buddy likes to say. With the money I saved from Lyft driving and the checks from the water that I received passively, and with help of good old mom, I had no more credit card debt. $26,000. And I remember thinking it was like I hit the jackpot. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm done with this. I felt free. I was free. And then it started. Gambling. Gambling. I remember telling my buddy Jared, like, dude, I hit those stars and I lined them up. I felt my brain. I felt my brain like rewire. I swear. April 22nd, I got my first tattoo. April 22nd, 2023. That's my buddy Zach's birthday. RIP. That was not the like that's part of the reason I got the heart. But the heart is symbolizes a lot of different things. But I got my first tattoo. And back to gambling. Back to gambling. I was working all day. I got all these checks, gambled them. Working all day, driving and getting money any way I could to gamble and then lose it all over and over again. Had a little family vacation that was a cool little break from gambling, like a week break. But back to work, back to gambling. I win $2,222. I remember hitting like total maybe 3,400. I remember going eating with my buddy Jared after. I was like, dude, I just won like 4,000 bucks. By the next day, I was down to my last 300, which was not on me. I was at the casino gambling. So I had to race back to the crib where the cash was, pick up the cash, and then jet back to the casino so I could hit that little smaller jackpot, the 27, because I was working on it. I was working on that machine. I know the jackpot's close. So I get back to it, and I hit the button a couple times. This girl was like, you just like pushing buttons. Dude, I ditched this chick to go to push buttons. She got so hurt by that, and she found out too. She was on a mission to find out because her friend, I was there a lot, obviously. So I made a couple friends. I had access to the governor's lounge as well. Forgot to mention that. That was pretty cool. You got secret access to this room that had a little spread of little snacks, cookies. I always got like peanut butter cookie, and they had menus at a bar, and then tables, menus. When you open the menu, you see some different options. And I had no idea. I had access for a while before I started taking advantage of it because I didn't start using it until November. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but I remember sitting at the bar and I opened the menu after like a defeat. I was like, fuck. I was like, what's this governor's lounge all about? Oh, yeah. I remember I discovered that you can pull out money without them taking a fee. That's why I wanted to go to the governor's lounge. But it turns out that those options on the menu, any of them are free. I remember asking, I was like, are these all free? She said, yeah. I'm like, holy shit. And you can bring somebody. They free too. I took a date there. Yeah. And a couple friends. But I knew I was about to hit this little guy. So I get back. I put my $300 in. I get to spinning. They're $45 spins. $45. Not the most that I've spun at once, but every spin is $45. Think about that. That's like a pair of like $50 shoes. That's five people to a movie. That's fucking two people to a dinner. Every hit. Boom. I manifest a grand motherfucking jackpot. I hit 23,000. What do we determine? I hit over $23,000. Over 23 motherfucking K. I bought $1,000 white gold rope chain. Let's take a little peek at that. Whack. Step your game up, bro. But he didn't like it. I liked it. I got this other cool necklace too. Oh, I forgot to mention I returned the jewelry too. But I lost it all in 6 days. I lost all $23,000 plus. I ran it up to 28,000. I didn't mention that earlier either. I ran that shit up to 28,000 and then not very slowly, it just started all fucking disappearing. Next thing you know, I was like at 10,000. 3 days later, I was like, holy shit. Went to the lake for a couple days, hit the hot springs. Oh no, for a day. It was stupid, man. I couldn't even leave. I remember not being able to leave to get to my reservation. I planned to be there at 3 so I could soak and enjoy life. But instead, I was stuck at the casino just trying to win my money back that wasn't even mine to begin with. It was like a gift or a curse. I returned the white gold chain, the iPad, the AirPod Pros that I also bought, all paid cash. To get the cash so that I could go gamble, I lost it all. I fell into a deep depression for 3 months. I was sad. I was definitely fucking sad, man. I was angry. Remember, both of my left knuckle was constantly swollen. This one kind of too. Yeah, no. Gained, I don't know if I gained, yeah, no. Look at this guy, dude. Look at him. What is that? Working on it now. 3 months later, witnessed the best musical performance I've ever seen. It was Aaron Lewis, but the guy over here on the right with the lap still just destroyed it. The MetaView Inception. So that bag right there, that those Meta Ray-Bans are on, the ones that I hold in my hand right here, that bag was like at least three-fourths of the way filled, maybe half. I don't know. Whatever it was, there was a lot of fucking receipts from hitting jackpots, some W-2 receipts from hitting over $1,200. So that's another mess, but so I didn't take out. I did also too. I forgot to mention. I didn't take out any taxes for any of the jackpots that I hit. I ended up totaling in 2023 or no wait in 2024. No, in 23. One of the years in a year I made $128,000. 128K plus the like 35K that I made driving or so. Maybe I made 30K driving around there. I made like $156,000 gambling and driving. In late November, I got back on the horse and I started working a lot to gamble a whole lot more. But that, yeah, that whole bag, I have so many W-2s. So January to February 2024 next year, wanted to open up a kiosk in the mall for the water. And that was like my intention or like new intention. I was like, I'm gonna keep gambling, but I wanna raise money for my business venture because that's what I had like thought that was the problem with like why the money just disappeared. Because I did have like I had some goals that I wanted to use that money for. But I guess just it wasn't tight. The vision wasn't there. Where there's no vision, the people perish. That's one of the quotes in your handy dandy notebook. So I guess I determined that's what I want the money for. I'm like tired of like driving and doing what I'm doing. So my buddy, he invites me to work for him. So I started doing door to door with him for a company called Smart Circle, and where I first did the infield videos for, but was just like super impressed with the operation. My buddy, after he interviewed me, he's like coming for an interview. I was like, okay, like I knew I had the job, but and like hanging out with him, I knew he was changing. He like started trimming up. I noticed some changes were happening, but I didn't realize like how big of changes were happening until he interviewed me. I was like, oh, this guy's a different person. This company's Smart Circle, they transformed like the last guy I would ever expect to be doing this job, first of all, until to a monster, to a killer, to who are you? Snap, transformed. And I was like, damn, I want me some of that. But like still gambling, but like really impressed with like I'm saying how my buddy Jared was changing and developing and the atmosphere that their office carried. And I mean, like the main intention really of it was to just learn door to door, like the script, and then also too, I gained the meetings, the practice, the rehearsal. That's all important. But March 2024, I gamble and win. I lose it all, and I win and I lose it all over and over again. Freaking fame. May 30th, I start a 5 day fast. I get some creative inspiration. I start looking at tattoo ideas. Ooh, I like that. The inception of the water shirt. For the card, I got shirts, waters, and cards. I put the big sticker on the back of my car when I was driving, people would see it. The water shirt becomes manifest June 7th, 2024. That's like a year later after the you know what, the whole lot of cash. Remember that? June 12th, this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, catches my eye. I get the Audible and I listened to the instructions of how to of the meditation it was sharing, and I started doing it. That is when I leave the classical Newtonian world and I enter the field. July 10th, this was like a month later. Yeah, a month later, I break out the camera, the cups, the water, and I get back to work. The good Lord has given the task of by. I started employing the just do shit secret code. These pictures are all obviously for Tinder and business. I basically just started giving a fuck. I met this really cool guy. He was the assistant manager at the office that ended up quitting, but he was the top sales guy door to door, other than me, obviously. But Justin was the man, and my buddy Jared. It was like Jared, we'll say, because he's still doing it. Justin and the two managers who were all just trained killers, just on a mission. He was actually super interested in the water because Jared had been dripping on him. Jared has a machine too. Jared was dripping on him as he was working with him and his buddy Roberto too. Well, I never like to cross businesses when I'm working for a business. I try to just keep it by him asking me questions, and he had a lot. He was interested. I knew he was interested. I was like, this guy wants to get involved because it's sick. Like I'm the water. I have it. I have it had it. So I hit him up to hit some doors. Like just because first of all, I hated walking alone. It was like cool if I walked with somebody, but if I was just alone, I just wouldn't do it. I would do it for a little bit and I'd sit down or I'd just bullshit, honestly. I knew I needed a companion. I was like, dude, I need a fucking companion. I want to do it because I know I have to do it, but I'm not doing it. So I hit up Justin like, yo, I need somebody to go out there with me to hit some doors, man. I'm like working on a script for the water and I want to do door to door. And he goes with me and he just goes in. I'm like, fuck. And then he's go over there. I was like, no, let's do it together. He's like, no, go over there. I was like, okay. Hit a house. They don't answer. Next house. This guy answers. Boom. Sale. Invites me in his house. I'm like, holy shit. We're selling the delivery service. I was like, I'll bring you a couple gallons. Sold them. But boom, I was like, proof of concept. It works. So I get to work, still driving for Lyft and Uber, but working on the escape plan, the water trial project, aka the water. Like I got the water sticker on the back headrest, which a guy does. He buys my 10-day challenge. He gets 10 gallons for $23.99. Damn. Deliver him 10 gallons. The MetaView Inception, I'm working on creating the clubhouse. I'm working on the clubhouse throughout this, working the store for my mom. This is a nonprofit business and the shared space for what I'm doing, the Water Guys Lab and the projects that I'm working with. But I started applying knowledge from the secret books to build offers, is what this screenshot looks like to me. I was going through them a little earlier. They're pretty good. I was like, I want to buy that. This 10-day challenge with the free delivery is cool, but I was trying to get away from the delivery. And I was just getting excited, just remembering the potential of being able to earn $2,040 per sale by the sheer volume of checks that I've received since becoming a distributor and starting the water biz. But it's been so much more of that. It's brought me to this point, which is like crazy. 7 years later, the water is still the at the core of the mission to take over the world. That's the core is the water. So my at least third or fourth setup of subs get jacked as I'm parked outside in front of the clubhouse right now. And I just like slept there. Never do, but I was tired of because I was grinding all day working on the water chart project. Dude, honestly, the front door wasn't even locked, but I walk out. The front door of the building wasn't locked. Don't tell anybody, but it wasn't. I walked outside and I'm greeted to the glass on the floor, the little shreds of glass. I'm like, what is that? And then I threw my non-existent window. And I swear it doesn't like register at first. Like, I just woke up. I'm just like, fuck, I fell asleep here. And oh my gosh, they fucking jacked me. And I was hopeful. I remember thinking, it doesn't look like they stole the subs. They stole the subs. They didn't steal either of my glasses, dude. This case was tucked, pretty tucked, and then the my sunglasses were in the sunglass holder, which was like another super value. That was like at least $200 right there, $300 if you're just selling it like on the street. Like 150. I could do both for 150 maybe if I just with the case. Yeah. The meta glasses are 350. So they left those. So now I'm without a car. I can't do the ride share. But the insurance, they hook it up with a sick rental car, this Toyota Highlander. The sport mode on it was sick. 2 days later, 8/20/24, the clubhouse was bored. So they weren't going to be able to fix my car for 3 weeks. It was like, fuck. But they give me the car, and that's it at the moment. And then I'm just using the car to come here to the clubhouse and work on the water truck project. So I started putting together the Water Guys Lab. My cousin and I, we punk this venue called Revel that was hosting Zed's Dead. And we sneak up in that show on the low. By the low, I mean free. That like little picture just reminded me that of this that it like happened before like I decided that I wanted it there. But I decided that I wanted this. It's gonna be bigger, but this guy here to fill in my back of my hand, which is it's gonna be sick. But it just caught my eye when I was like going through the pictures, like, oh shit, look, we already did that. But there's two lines for this venue. There's a line that goes to the bar area, but also leads into the main venue. And then there's the line that goes into the main venue for 18 and 21, but this show was like 18 and up. So they would go to the right, but if you're 21, you can go into the bar area and chill, and then be able to come back into the bar area from the main venue. So me and my cousin, we go into like the bar area, and he's like, we need a marker. A marker? We don't have a fuck marker. But this place had like an eatery that has different windows for different food options. And usually they have registers, right? And by those registers, they have little cups that hold utensils like pens and markers. So my cousin rolls up to one of those. I don't know what he does, but I'm sitting at the table. He rolls back, is like, boom, he shows me the marker. I was like, damn. And then he fucking circles a little that thing on the back of his hand, and then he like rubs it in. I do the same, and we go see Zed's Dead for free. Early September 2024, Justin, he encourages me to start like focusing more on the paid traffic. And that's because that's like what he was that was like his kind of, I don't know, I don't call it like shiny object syndrome because I'm doing them all. I'm incorporating all modalities of sales for business because they're all important. They'll have a role, but he was like comparing it as you just hit like with that money that you spent, like you hit 200 doors or like whatever. I was like, yeah, that is like a good point, but there should also be people out there hitting those doors. So I start like firing up some ads with no bueno results. I spent about 200 bucks, and since then I haven't ran any other traffic. I was posting all my YouTube videos on the other channel, but now this is the new channel. And I didn't have any growth because I wasn't like promoting it by any means, and I was just using it as like a storage place. But now my intention is to start driving some traffic to the podcast. But 9/5/2024, I fired the podcast back up, and boom, there it is. From finding your voice, this is an expert secret, I'm pretty sure. Document, don't create. This says no power steering. So when my car gets broken into, and before it got taken in, the windshield was also broken. All the lights were on. I'm driving this like every day, all day long for like a year and a half. It's got 300,000 miles on it. That green writing on the window says it has no power steering. I dropped that bitch off. I forgot to tell that it didn't have any power steering because I was embarrassed, really. But the car was like a complete mess. Now it's missing the window. The door's fucked up. The subs are gone. I was like, I don't really want that car back. The insurance was trying to get a hold of me for a while, and I don't usually answer my phone because it's usually creditors trying to collect money from me at the moment, but we're working past it. The insurance deemed my car a total loss. I was like, what? Like your car is a total loss. Like we don't want to pay to fix it. Instead, we're going to give you the value of the car. I was like, what? Like, yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that sucks. But really thinking, oh my gosh, I hit another fucking jackpot. A little guy, but like still a jackpot. They deposit $3,847.77 into my account. And I decided that I don't want to buy a used car with that money. I decided to start riding my bike and using the bus as transportation. I get me another girlfriend, manifest me another little girlfriend. Mid September, I'm still gambling. I actually walk out with money from the casino, which is that right there. I'm like meditating on it. doing the podcast, working on the water tribe project. I shaved my head 9/21/2024 because when I put my helmet on, I just messed up my hair. What that money like gave me was time to do what I knew that I needed to do. I felt stupid really driving around for Uber and Lyft when I knew that I had skills and talents. I was just like, this is dumb. So it gave me time to do what I do best and like what I think is like my purpose. Like all these different projects that have worked on so far, I haven't put them out there. And I was thinking about a book earlier about how you got to complete the circuit of energy. So like I create it, but I don't put it out there to receive anything back, which is important, which we're getting to now. But all like the different projects that I work on are just for like me mainly, and then things that I want to like share if somebody else wants to do it. That's really what all the projects I do, and a lot of times I feel called to do them. Like your handy dandy notebook just came out of me, I swear. The tattoo, they're just like things that I have to finish working on. I don't know. But I'm still gambling, but I slowed down significantly October 4th, 2024. I got the mark of the water lord. I got the water tatted on the back of my hand. And once got that, I decided that the water tattoo by itself was boring and that it needed more shit. I wrecked my bike and I end the relationship with the last girl. Loves the death of peace of mind. She gave me some good songs though. Bad Omens are a good band. This roadrunner was like chilling by me when I was at UNM, the university here in New Mexico, where I'm from, Albuquerque. This roadrunner was just chilling and had a weird interaction with the last girlfriend. And I just like I cut it off. We both cut it off, but I was like, this is over with. What do roadrunners do? They run. It was the next day. But that bike wreck damaged all my limbs, all of them. It was my left wrist, which is still a little tender. 5 months later, 4 months later, scab on my elbow. It's healed pretty good. I healed pretty good. My left knee, the outside of my left knee. I could do like a pedal motion, but I couldn't move it side to side. And that was like the scariest one because it lasted like the height of pain lasted the longest out of them. But then I swear, like overnight, it was just like healed. So thankfully, I was wearing a helmet and my backpack. Let's see if I can pull up that video too. Still gambling, developed the face to, oh, but not really because I don't have a car. But still, like making it to play my free play, however, like way I can get there, borrowing my mom's car, or that's pretty much it. But I developed the face-to-face script for the clubhouse October 16th, and that's when it's obviously game over. I get a when I get the printer, that's when it's game over. I get the printer, and it all starts with an eye, and then I just start putting these pieces together, and I start trying to add on to my tattoo. I start like cutting everything out and taping it and seeing how it would look. I become a freaking tattoo designer and I work on the logos for the water and the clubhouse. And I just started going in on just practicing, moving around different pieces, just allowing things to just come and then see how things like fit together. November 15th, 2024, I started my current sleeve that I got going on over here. It's not done yet, but I get 2 hours done. We have a block party for the store over here. My mom's nonprofit. Like I said, we're sharing space here for my things is shared space. I'm just here in the back, but also have access to the whole clubhouse. But it's a furniture store, and that is a perfect little clubhouse. And it's called Home Gently Used Furniture. How about that? And it's very homely. But this guy's dope. I think I just get inspired to start learning how to cut my own hair. He gives me my eyebrow slash. That was a big change. That was the guy who gave me the eyebrow slash. But yeah, now I'm just like working on the top part of the tattoo. I just started getting super creative, and by the end of it, I'm like Van Gogh fucking who? Van Gogh who? Like look at that. That shit's dope. I think it's dope. This is Nadia right here. She's not. There's just so many variations. I also learned about the whiteboard, but that's where this inspiration comes from. I have a little cutout too of Starry Night that's been on my desk computer monitor for before I said Van Gogh, who November 22nd, 2024 is the last time that I found that I went to the casino and the last time that I remember going. So it's been over a month now since I've gone to the casino, since I've quit gambling. December 2024, I get my own clippers and I start fading my own hair, which I need a haircut right now. The first target cutout for your handy dandy notebook is developed. It's just progressing, working on the lab. December 15th, same thing, developing it, cutting it, chopping it up, using it. Work on flow balls. Still got to make the website, but flow balls will stay with me. First business idea, flow balls. I haven't changed the name either. It was just getting to the point that I felt like it just wasn't fun anymore. I was like making myself doing it instead of wanting to do it. And this is what it says in this book that I was reading earlier. It says parts I wrote when I made myself do it because it was my time of day to write rather than because the inspiration moved me. Those parts lacked power. Without agreement between will and desire, we lose our passion and our momentum and thereby dissipate the power needed to carry out our will. And she was also saying too, those parts were the parts that she had to edit the most. So I knew that I was like at that space and I knew that I wasn't going to do any like good work, but I was still like going at it up until Christmas. But before that, I start actually reading the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, where I was getting the meditation and I just further developed my meditation from reading the book. The green handy dandy case comes in December 20th, same time. I plan on launching your handy dandy for Christmas or New Year's. But like I said, there was just no desire to carry that out. It was just work at that point, and I was like, "This is lame." And I just read and read. Better than gambling. January 10th. I'm like, we are actually ready to go now. Because there was just like, the office just wasn't ready. It just wasn't ready. But it's ready now. It is ready now. We are now hiring 505-717-9800. Hit the line. That's the water cult line. Ask for the water guy. See if I have a position for you. I also get inspired to make a new like pH scale design for the water for the machine. The journey continues, and this is what is where it's at, like almost right now. I pulled this guy out, but boom, here is your handy dandy notebook, a gamified guided journal. The game is to take over the world one day at a time. See you at the top by Alexander Vincent, aka the water guy. So first page is the secret cheat code. Second page is how to play. The third page is a little demo of target cutouts and how you would fill it out. I added the ET guided meditation QR code link. The water. This is like the universal page for the water that and could be just copied with one click. So that's really like the big idea for the clubhouse, for this to be like the main tool to sell the water. Here's the water.
One cell in body, and I'm trying to hydrate that cell. Normally, you have to boil water to make tea, correct? So I'm going to take a bottle of water. I'm going to drop it right over that tea bag and see what happens. Nothing really happens. I could even dunk it a couple of times, and you probably see a little bit come out, but not very much. So this is the example here. I'm taking room temperature 9.5. I'm going to drop it right over the tea bag as well and see what happens. It actually made tea. Look at that. It made tea. What that means to you is you're going to get full hydration. The water you drink is going to absorb. I'll drop the tea bag a third time because I know a lot of people say, well, you actually wet that tea bag the first time. That's why it made tea. So let's take another bottle of water. These are all popular bottled waters. I'm going to drop it right over the tea bag. And what happens? Not much. Let's take that tea bag a fourth time. Look what happens. It actually made tea. If you're taking vitamins, supplements, you're going to be able to absorb more of that stuff in your body versus if you're taking it with tap or bottled water. So one way I can show that to you is I'll take 2 equal parts of the tea bag and then take a look at, let's try this water here. If you're drinking your pre-workout, your vitamin, whatever it is, and you pay good money for those vitamins and you want those to absorb, when you're taking those with regular water, you might be lucky to absorb 15 to 20%. Take a look at this. You're probably absorbing over 7%. That's real absorption right there. In fact, this will blow your mind. There's actually tea in these other cups. In fact, this one here, where you can barely see that tea coming out, take a look at it if I just add water.
So that's the water. The water comes from the water machine, and this is the lovely water machine that we have here at the clubhouse. Rule number 1, don't talk about the water. Rule number 2, don't talk about the water. Show the water like we just did there. That's the water. The machine, and then the water comes from those machines, and these checks came from people buying those machines. That's how that happened. That link on your handy dandy notebook takes you to this page, and all you do is text the water to 5717-9800, and you can get a free machine install quote, and you can order your machine, the Water Guy. So it's super simple on mobile. These are the machines. This is like the universal one for anybody to use. The Clubhouse would also be an option to copy and paste this exact format for your Clubhouse. That's like the big idea of the Clubhouse, ... This one's in Nob Hill. Instead of like me delivering, people would join the club and they would get access to the water, the lounge area, darts, mini ping pong, water pong, foosball is still coming soon. The Clubhouse is also the office for salespeople, but also a place where people can get the water and just be around a good environment. That's what the Clubhouse is really about. The journey continues. This is the most recent page that I've developed, but it's the start. It's start now, go. And I wanted this to be the Monopoly Go square. Maybe that's how I'll phrase it next time. But it turned out like that I've used AI and it ended up making this like little Monopoly guy, which is cool. And then boom, then you start your cutouts, and boom, this is the page that you also get to journal in. But that one's mine. I'm already working on the second one. I've used it for a while. I used it a lot for testing, like just the different cutouts. I shaved this on accident, but solid. This is your handy dandy notebook. This, along with the ET guided meditation, not gambling, and all the other things, the work, the targets, is what have been changing my life. And that is where we are currently at. The targets for me are the ET guided meditation, or the ET meditation, the water. Read and dig around on the Macintosh. Refer to your handy podcast, tidy up, pick up the phone, start dialing, put up the signs, flow, yoga, gym, the field, girls. Go to a Buffalo Exchange, the mall, or the other mall. Sleep, wake, and retain. Then I have a to-do list and a to-call list and today's score and yesterday's score. And the whole game is to beat yesterday's score. That's it. That is it. But this is the journey thus far. And what I was noticing is just like how much cooler my life seemingly got through the display of these pictures, which I also can confirm that my life is way better since I started with the meditation and using your handy dandy notebook. It's just my life just looks cooler. Weird synchronicities just start happening like more and more. Boom. And the fasting too. Fasting's I gotta change the target, but my life sucks. Gambling away, no direction. Boom. Fast. So the fasting actually leads me to the book. When I discover the book, I'm fasting. I'm like 3 days in. I'm just walking around, getting my steps in, and I find it at Barnes and Noble. But boom, start reading the book, my life gets cooler. Started gambling, stopped gambling, tattoo, taking care of myself, developing skills, getting tatted, more skills, cutting my own hair, just changing my habits. That's all that I wanted to do and that I've successfully have been doing now. And my life is completely transformed. I was thinking yesterday, I was just like grateful. It was like my life is like great right now. Like I got it together. For the first time in a long time that I've felt that I was like I have my shit together. I have my goals and my mission, my intentions, and I have my greater mind. So that is it. That is it. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.